So if you want to chime in, feel free to chime in. We were just discussing hip hop. We're hearing how hip hop, the you turn every new scroll, you talk about somebody on hip hop is dead or hip hop is over or yada 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 yada. And as soon as I posed it, my man was like, "Nah, hip hop ain't never dead.
Nah,
Never dead. It can't. It can't. Anyway, hip hop is the overall culture. Rap music is a department within the culture. Rap music isn't just, you know what I'm saying? Hip hop is the culture of it all. So even when I hear people say hip hop is dead, it's like, yo, the culture ain't dead. The culture moves the needle regardless.
At all times.
It moves the needle regardless. Now, I will say that the industry been diluting it so much that the listeners are tired of what the industry's putting out. I will say that. You know what I'm saying? I would say that. 880 said music is less about storytelling these days. Yeah, that is true. I say, again, going back to how the engine, the machine, how the machine is putting out music, been less about storytelling. They have always had an agenda.
It ain't too many storytellers rapping no more.
No, it's not.
It's not.
It's not.
It's
well, that's highlighted.
That's what I'm saying.
Yeah, that's highlighted.
It ain't too many out there no more. The music ain't. I could tell you that music is not the same.
In your opinion, and I'm talking industry standards, right? Industry aspect. Who you think holding it? And viewers, please chime in. Who y'all feel holding it down right now? Like commercially, no, not underground. I'm just talking about like what's put in the face. Yo, Big Ace, what's good?
Ace, what up, man?
Who you feel is holding it down right now?
I don't know, Spud. I really can't tell you. I listen to a lot of old stuff, Spud. I don't listen to this younger generation, man. I don't. I don't know, man. I don't know.
Do you feel Kendrick? Do y'all feel Kendrick is holding it down? Like, did that whole Kendrick Drake thing solidify him at the top of the pinnacle to you?
I say Kendrick's the nicest right now. He might be the nicest. If Cole come back, I like J. Cole.
Yeah, Cole.
I like J. Cole. I don't know why J. Cole stopped. But that Kendrick and Drake is like, I always told you that, though.
You ain't like none of them.
I don't like none of them.
My man, he ain't like none of them.
I don't like none of them, bro. I like the music now is like, I like old rap. Like, yeah, like whoever that lady is, Nas,
lady. Nas.
Yeah, Nas. They got good music, man. I like the first 50. I like 50.
Shell said Future still got it.
No.
My man ain't wait 2 seconds.
Nah.
My man, yo, JJ, yo, Big A, stop it, bro. Yo, but as soon as I said what Shell said, Future still got it. You said nah. You ain't feeling Future.
Nah.
Future got a lane. He got a lane though.
Listen, man.
He sells a lot of records.
Yeah, but
He move units quietly. I had to really do analytic check on him because I was so curious. This was about like 3 years ago, and I realized, yo, Future does amazing numbers, bro. I mean, he found his lane. He don't talk like he's the best. He found his lane. You know what I'm saying? He found his lane, and I can respect an artist who finds it. My man said 50 Tyson. My man Big Ace is digging in the trash bin.
I swear, there's a couple of Future joints I like. Listen, man, there ain't too much good. I like old music, man. That's all I can tell y'all, man. I don't really mess with this music nowadays, bro. They got these young people talking stupidity, bro.
Yo, La, what's good? They do. Speaking of stupidity, a lady said, some music sounds demonic nowadays.
It is.
And there is a lot. And the sad part about the music now, like the viewer will look at the viewers will look at the artist and be like, the artist is doing demonic things, right? And a lot of times, y'all, it's not even the artist. It's the director, the video. It's a lot of elements that the artist is like, yo, I'm with it. You know what I'm saying? Let's shoot this video.
Not to cut you off, my daughter said hi. Hi, Kaya.
Hey,
What's up, Kaya?
hey, that's
My daughter.
That's
my
the
daughter.
superstar right
Yeah,
there.
that's my daughter watching.
That's the twinkle in his eye.
Yeah, that's my baby, yo. It's my baby, yo. Had to say hi to my daughter.
All love.
You know,
Salute.
she said hi.
Oh, I done stepped up now. I done stepped up because I was Cardi friend.
And, my daughter, they all.
So now I step. See, it's all what's going on. It's all love. It's all love. Yeah, man. But the music, man, how they play artists in the presentation. A lot of artists don't even know how they getting pushed in some of the demonic, or make it look like some Illuminati type of situation. They don't even be realizing it.
I like real rappers, bro. I like Meek. I like dudes who really spit bars, man. These dudes now, you don't really hear it no more.
Nah, there's no bars.
You know, they don't.
And it's okay not to have bars, right? It's okay not to have bars. I don't like the fact that they try to make it like that's how you have to make music.
No.
Like if I'm barred up, I'm barred up. If I do club songs, I'm club songs. If you want to even mumble, go mumble. But don't try to diss the ones who paved the way for you to get where you are. Like it troubles me when I see young artists and they be like Nas and they be like, who's that? Who's that? Bro, kick him out.
They don't know music.
Take the mic, break all his pens and pencil, burn his paper if he writing. If he got a phone, smash it. Kick him out. Kick him out. He gotta get revoked. Like there's no rap for you, bro. How you don't know Nas?
I always tell you, man. The music they got out now, I don't know what the hell they be saying sometimes. I don't even listen to it at all anyway. They play the shit on the radio so much that you get tired of listening to it.
You do.
And the radio play the same songs all day, bro.
And if y'all know anything, which I could tell y'all, as an executive, I could tell y'all, they pay for spots.
Well, they got to take that shit
Every
off.
record label has radio marketing promotion department. And what radio marketing department does is they go to radio with a certain amount of budget and they give them a list of the artists that drop. And they work it out. I mean, it's, I don't want to say pay for play, but it's payola all day. It just looks different.
Yeah,
you know what I'm saying? It just looks different. A lady say, Outkast was one. Outkast just recently got inducted to the Rock and Roll Hall of Fame. And I see a lot of people celebrating that. And I was mad.
That's not rock and roll.
That ain't rock and roll, man.
I don't understand that.
They taking
Why they
all
do that?
People don't even realize this, right? Because we as a people, we love being acknowledged and get the presentation from entities that we assume are big. You know what I'm saying? So even the Grammys, Billboard, Rock and Roll Hall of Fame, like they're taking our greats and inducting them in their Hall of Fame. If I'm a boxer, how the hell do I get inducted to the Wrestling Hall of Fame?
They killing everything.
How? How do I go into the Hall of Fame of something that... Now, I'm not saying rock and roll's a terrible music and all that, but what I'm saying is, when it comes to hip-hop, we as fans and participants of the rap music, we love to be praised, but everything we want praise from ain't hip-hop, bro. If you look at hip-hop, bro, we have no award show that's ours. We have no award thing that we represent that's us of our peers. Nothing, bro. Nothing. And that's what keeps the whole mind frame of hip-hop. We don't see how, for years, Billboard didn't even give us a rap category for years. They used to put us in R&B. If you go back, look, hip-hop was put in best R&B album. That ain't R&B. Yo, they would never give us ours, bro. And we so lost. We be loving that. We be loving. I was tight. Rock and Roll Hall of Fame. Man, somebody would be happy they got acknowledgement. We been acknowledged them. We got Jay-Z. We got Nas. And I'm calling out our greats. If we even go past them, I know the Kings and the KRS Ones and the Rakims didn't make a lot of money because that was solely the art. But then in the 90s when the money came in, we got some big boys, right? We can't create something?
They should.
We can't have our own award ceremony that I'm so mad at us at hip hop because of the Source Awards, bro. The Source Awards was a good. Son, the 5 mic. Yo, that wasn't even a true award, bro. We honored the 5 mic, bro. We honored the 5 mic, bro, and we let it just burn down, bro. The Source Awards was a perfect example for us to have something that represented us, that we loved, bro. That we loved, bro. We loved, and we burned it down. And people weren't going to the Source Awards, but be sitting at the Grammys for the best R&B award to lose against somebody who, bro,
it's not even heard of.
Bro, come on, man.
That's why I don't watch the Grammys. I don't watch none of them awards anyway. It ain't for us.
And people used to be like, yo, I'm a hater.
That's not hating.
Because of how much I used to speak against the Grammys.
That's not hating though. That's not for us.
It wasn't never a true representation.
It doesn't represent the culture at all. That any awards, like, they put them against like all the top guys, and somebody you never even heard of win the award.
And then we do know you gotta vote, right? So they have in-house voters for the Grammy. Even the nominations.
That's the one they put. That's everybody votes, right?
Who?
For the person in the Grammy.
In the Grammy, you got to be a voter, active voter. Now, I signed up to be an active voter. This was 2 years ago. I signed in to be an active voter. I got pulled because I made a post. I made a post from the CEO of the Grammys saying it's not about popularity. He said it. It's on my gram. I'm going to repost it if I see it. And I posted what he said, and I made a commentary like, here it is, the man telling you. It has nothing to do with your popularity. It's voted by his peers. He said it. I'm not making it up. They pulled me, bro. They said, please, they said, could you please fill out the application and submit.
Do it over.
For next year. Word. Submit for next year, bro.
I told you it was a problem. He getting thrown out of the Grammys.
And I wanted to be in there because I wanted to see the system firsthand. I've never seen the system. I know how the system from an outside perspective works, but I wanted to be in the system. Maybe I could have made a difference. Maybe I could have did something. You know what I'm saying? I don't know. But at least I would have information. I could have came back and told everybody. Like, if y'all know me, when I get in, I tell how it works. And I got booted, bro. Kicked me out because of my post.
Somebody said, can his brother get a shout out?
He said, can my brother Nixon, I think Myers, get a shout out? What he do? Share with us. Share with us what he do, my brother. Ja. I think that's Ja Germ 1.
Yeah.
Yeah, shout us out. Let us know. Put him on blast. Let us know what he do, man. Maybe we could even check him out.
See what he do.
Big A said, excuse my ignorance, but isn't the Grammys the pinnacle of music? No, right? So, Ace, I love what you just asked, Ace. That's what we all feel. The Grammys is the pinnacle of music. Why?
They make it like that, right?
Why? Can anybody tell me why the Grammys is the pinnacle of music? Can anybody? And I'm going to tell you why. Because they isolate their system. That's why. They isolate their system, and I don't want to sit here and say they take bribes, but they take bribes. Okay, I said it. You know what I'm saying? So they created a system with great marketing for years, isolating music to the point where artists wanted to be acknowledged by a standard that isolated them. So they used a great marketing strategy. And then the viewers is what makes the Grammys its power. Us. We make the Grammys and give it its value.
Because when you get a Grammy, the price go up.
That ain't true.
That's wrong.
That ain't true. I'll show y'all something right now. You see that right there? That was a gift from Republic Records to yours truly. Yes. I did songwriting. I added to artists that y'all know. I even wrote for artists like Taylor Swift, not Taylor Swift, excuse me, Avril Lavigne, Kelly Clarkson. No, the price don't go up. This is the this is what they feed us. The idea that the price go up. The price don't go up. Label price go up. The stocks build for the labels that own these artists. Now, of course, artists that win Grammys, their viewership goes up, their streams go up. They get booked for certain things. But I know right now, I know personally people who won Grammys. I know people personally who won Grammys. And by the way, you got to buy it. I don't know if they told you, you have to pay for your Grammy. Just like you got to pay for your star.
Hold on, you gotta pay for that?
You gotta pay for a Grammy. Oh, I didn't pay for that.
Not you. I'm just saying.
I didn't
you gotta pay for that.
When you win a Grammy, you gotta pay for it, or you just get the letter. Or you just get the letter, just like a star. You see people go, oh, you got your star, and no, you gotta pay for that. It's $30,000 for the star.
On the Walk of Fame?
Yeah, you gotta pay for that. It's not free. It's not free. You know what I'm saying? So, but the presentation of the value is very, very prestige because of how it was grown. You know what I'm saying? How it was grown. So, and I'm speaking as an executive, working with, like, Republic was the #1 record label for like 7 years. We talking Drake, Taylor Swift, Weeknd, Ariana Grande, like that was the base that I worked out of. And I've seen with my own eyes. And shout out to Republic, because I'm not trying to bash them. You know what I mean? I did a lot of consulting and work with them. I was gifted the Grammy for the work that I did with them. So shout out to them too, you know what I'm saying? But I gotta keep it a buck. We as outside viewers, we make the market. And our presentation of like even shout out to Ace, you know, a high percentage of people would say the pinnacle of award shows is the Grammys, because we say it is.
That's what they say.
Because we say it is.
Yeah.
It's a show for them. Money's getting passed. It's a show. It's a presentation. It's like me running a club, right? Me running a club, telling all the people who got artists, yo, listen, you're gonna be nominated. You're gonna be nominated for this award. We're gonna break bread, right? But we're gonna market this to the viewers. We want the line to go around the block. So no matter what we do, we gotta market it to the viewer. The viewer gotta be outside saying this is the best club in the world. It could be the worst. How many times you heard places that was trash? You went there and it was trash. But because people said it was super dope, we went. It's the Grammys, bro. I'm sorry, it's the Grammys.
I never even watched the Grammys a day in my life, bro. Even the Super Bowl. Like the halftime shows, I'll glance through them, but I really don't be...
People don't even know why the Super Bowl started. The Super halftime show started. I'm going to ask a question, and y'all could do y'all research after I say the answer. Why was the Super Bowl halftime show started? Can anybody tell me the reason the halftime show is in existence to this day? We'll come back to that. Please, anybody, take a stab at it. Hell, Google it if you want, but take a stab at it. Can anybody tell me?
I don't know.
Why? And you'll be like, word? When I tell you, word, why?
I don't know.
Why did it start? Anybody, feel free. I'm gonna wait like another 2 minutes. People to get the type on of why they think the Super Bowl started. He said for the artist. Oh no! Oh, that was he was talking about. I should have said that for the artist. No face, no case. I like that. That's a dope name. No face, no case with a dollar sign at the end. Salute to you.
I got an idea, man. I'm just waiting to see if we can come out with that 5 mics sound dope, yo.
5 mics, bro. That was everything, bro.
And awards.
It was dope. We went to the
somebody
source.
gotta come. Somebody.
Well, you saw.
You know, you can't say too much because somebody will steal it.
So anybody want to take a stab at why the Super Bowl? Y'all still Googling?
They still Googling.
Y'all still Googling? I'm going to share to y'all why the Super Bowl halftime show existed. Because of A Living Color. A Living Color viewership was so high, they wanted to compete and tear the show down. Look it up.
The Wayans brothers?
Yes, bro. A Living Color. Super Bowl halftime show was to compete against Living Color because they couldn't compete with the viewership. They needed entertainment. They added that and they said, we'll add big name shows. And that grew with the big name shows. Because the halftime show wasn't necessarily just about a big time show. But it was to compete against Living Color. To tear down A Living Color, bro. That's what the halftime show was. Y'all could check that out. Fact check me. Y'all can fact check me.
Living Color was dope.
That's why it came out, bro.
Living Color was
to destroy. Dope. To destroy, bro. To destroy. And when it was losing steam, you know what they did? They got Jay-Z involved. You know why? Because when Jay-Z speak, he can move the culture. And they put that man in charge to be a face to help move the culture when they was losing that viewership because of the whole pandemic time, and then they had the kneeling happening and all that, and the protests and all that, and their viewership sank. They needed a savior, and they went to Jay. Jay, you could do this. You think they like Jay? They don't like Jay. They like what Jay could do. For them, they don't like Jay. It's a business play. They know what he could do, just like the Barclays.
Yeah, same thing.
The man had like 0.005%, but they made it up like he was the owner. Yeah, he wasn't the owner.
He sold his share to Jason Kidd. I think
he didn't. He wasn't the owner, but they used that face because they knew we'll get popular value, and then those permits that weren't going to get cleared for the Barclays because they had to stop production. Midway, they stopped production. They got Jay in it. It was a nice run from there. You know what I'm saying?
That Russian dude owned it. Then he sold it to the Chinese guy. The Chinese guy.
The lady. Russian. I know the owner.
Oh, that was the one you were sitting next to, right?
That's the lady.
Well,
she cool. She nice. She's nice.
That Russian guy sold it to her, to the Chinese lady. I forget the Russian guy's name.
Cause she owned Alibaba.
That's the lady.
Yeah, she owned Alibaba. She owned the joint. Sweetheart, nice lady.
And you wouldn't believe she got
$1 billion. $1 billion lady just sitting there. You talk to her. She was just like when I went to her, bro. When she walked into the skybox, right? Meek Mills was there and Corday. Everybody ran to them. Circle them. So I'm sitting there and I'm like, hold on. That's the owner. I walk up to her. I say, hey, how you doing? I shook her hand. I'm like, I'm Spud. She was like, oh, we just shouted you out on the teleprompter. I said, yeah. I said, I really would like to conversate with you. She said, well, Meek Mills is here and Corday. Why don't you go take a picture with them? I said, I don't want a picture with them. I want a picture with you. She was like, me? I said, yeah, is there any way we could, communicate, have lunch or something? Lady was like this. Give me your phone. Put her info in my phone. She said, that's my email, that's my phone number. Next day I said, thank you so much. I look forward to having a sit down with you. She said, yeah, we having a Hot 97 event. I'm going to be here in town. Why don't you come? Went and sat down with her, had dinner, bro. Had dinner. That's what quick it took. Now, I could have easily been sidetracked by Meek and Corday just to get a picture with Meek and Corday. Nah, bro. I want a billionaire friend.
That's right.
I want a friend, bro.
Look at what my
No, they say, could we talk about the government shutdown?
It's over, Nay.
Instead of some music.
The shutdown is over, Nay. Look at the news.
The government sidetracking. The government sidetracking.
They playing with people. That's all they doing.
The government sidetrack, man. There's always a play in motion, man. Like I witness in this day and age when it comes to politics. I have a few people that are dear to me that I see they do so much in they devote so much in the presentation of politics, not even really being political. Just the presentation of it, always arguing and talking and debating about politics, and I'm like, but you ain't shit in real life. And no disrespect, but I'm like, yo, bro, you got to build you as like. I'm not saying don't be political, but I see a lot more people caught up in that rather than making a difference or change in themselves, man. And
they don't make a change for anybody.
that's true.
They great salesmen. They great salesmen. They know how to pitch. They're great salesmen, man. And until you get them in the office and everything changes, man. You know, it's like this guy, the new mayor. You know, it's the new mayor is. They saying a whole lot of things, but I don't know what he's gonna do different.
How much? Not even what he's gonna do different. How much could he really do different?
But
you know what I'm saying?
A lot of people, but outside of him.
Yeah, there's a lot of things that have to be in place. Period in politics, and I think when it comes to politics, he said people crying on TV because they need their money. That is true. There are people crying on TV.
It's sad.
There's people crying on my block that have been crying for money when there wasn't no shutdown. Like the shutdown did not change the temperature for the everyday person who was struggling. People are struggling, period. But then it goes back into a class. We as people, we get classed a lot. And when it affects a higher class, predominantly that becomes the agenda of conversation.
A lot of people living out of their means. You know, a lot of people doing things that they should look for stop wasting money. Stop doing stuff that they don't save money. People don't save. People don't think about rainy days, a dark day.
And some people can't save.
But it's true. But
some people
at
can't
the end
save.
of the day, somebody got to save. Something got to give. Like, you can't just keep depending on the little things that, look at the government shut down. People are going crazy.
Who do you feel is going crazy from a government shutdown?
I can't.
Who did it really affect? Because
I don't.
You know what I'm saying?
Like saying those things, my G. It makes it bad because the way that it makes them look like people who are not working, people who just I don't know. I don't know who it affects. I just see what they show us.
And the reason why I asked that, and please feel free to chime in, y'all. I had this conversation with a few people that I know, and they're very political. And I don't really get into the political thing, but I asked them, with the government shutdown, and they like, yo, this is terrible. I said, did your job stop? They're like, no, did anything adjust? No. So who did it affect? And we have to understand why the move was made. And these said government workers. Yeah, it affect government workers. Predominantly, that's what it affect. So if it affect government workers and the government did a shutdown, it's most definitely a play. And the play, and I'm gonna go on a limb to say this. The play is to stop the voting, because if they get the voting, they'll get the Epstein files. And I don't want to sound like a person who's a theorist and all this other crazy. But it's a play. It's a play, but we get so caught in the play. We like, yo, the shutdown. My man went and bought the whole grocery store out. I'm like, yo, bro, what are you doing? Yo, the government shut. My man, chill on out, man.
We went today. It was just people in there. It was more people. I went last week, and it was nobody in there. And that was crazy. And that's another thing. Like, all these big franchises, like BJ's, Shop. I don't know if ShopRite do it, but these I know BJ's do it for a fact. All the food, all the pre-cut, cold cuts, they throw it in the garbage, and that's crazy.
They throw it away.
That's crazy though. That was crazy when the guy was telling me.
90% of the stores that are house food do that.
That's crazy.
And they won't even give it away.
They don't give it away. They throw it in the dumpster.
Go in the dumpster. Throw it away.
The cakes, everything. Whatever's not there, they throw in the garbage. And that's crazy because there's a lot of people that's hungry. As they say, people are hungry, you know? And for them to do it, but they'll take your money.
So that goes to tell you, like, the structure of what we looking at is much bigger than just...
What's going on? Yeah, because if they could throw that out and get it replaced like nothing.
Like nothing.
Because they get it replaced like nothing. And
that tells you something, man. That tells you something right there.
Yeah, they threw the fresh chicken. They did. They took the chicken out of the oven, left it in the plastic, and by the end of the day, they had carts full of food to throw out.
Even clothes. You know, Amazon has a warehouse of clothes that they shred. They don't that they're not gonna give away. When stuff get returned, it don't get restocked. It goes to this one location, and then they cut up bags, and they throw it away.
That's crazy, bro.
They throw it away. So we like the infrastructure of our struggle and what we looking at. Yeah, we want the government to shaping up a little bit more and all that, but the infrastructure around us. There's so much going on, especially, and this is what I was telling a few people that was real political. There's so much to argue about, but y'all arguing the same thing that don't affect you. We need to start really arguing about things that really affect us immediately. You know what I'm saying? Really affect us immediate, and that was my argument with them. That group I was with, because they was just
a lot of people. That's why you can't argue over politics. Politics and religion get you like into a big argument because everybody got different beliefs, you know. And I just think that people fight over all the wrong things, and they have no chances to, you know. I don't understand people, you know. They fight over things that they have no control over, because they do whatever they want to us, and I don't even know who we fighting anyway.
A lot of people don't.
Because the government, you don't know who you're talking to.
It's not clear. Yeah.
It's 1,000. Even with the taxes, you pay more taxes and you work than the dude that got the $1 million in the stash. It's crazy. You go to the tax man, they say,
you owe this.
You owe this one. You owe this. You didn't pay enough taxes, and I just can't. I can't see myself. That's why I don't argue. You know, I don't care who wins the elections, who's sitting at the table. At the end of the day, when all that votes stop, they all sit at a table together and tell them, yo, listen, this is how it's going to go down. Now they saying that Chuck Schumer stopped the whole thing, but he passed it today. You fighting over Medicaid, or Medicare, and giving people, and the president of the United States is like, I don't even know what is he doing up there. He's just doing whatever he wants. He's even having parties right now while people starving.
Yeah, he's building a $300 million pool.
Yeah.
he building a $300 pool, $300 million pool. Like you know what I'm saying? Like he said he wanted a bunch of U.S. stuff, and I think he just granted the beef from Argentina. So you know what I'm saying? Like, but it's all a play on what makes sense for them, and who gets played the most is us on the ground, who argue against us on the ground. And we make campaigns their strength. Like, we put our heart and passion and our beliefs because we have faith, and people talk what we feeling, and they provoke our emotions and our frustrations, and then we on the ground arguing that, no, this person, no, forget you crazy, you stupid. I'm watching families detach from each other because of political things while we on the ground level, and they up there like, all right, what play we doing next?
They doing audibles.
What play we doing next, guys?
They doing football plays. They're audible.
All right, yeah, because we already on the ground doing the work, bro.
I know people that don't talk because of that.
Yeah.
You know, I know people that start arguing. I know family members that don't talk because they got different beliefs.
Yeah.
And it's stupid. It's stupid, man. People, you can't fight over something you have no control over. That's your belief. I don't care what you believe, or we might have both, like something. We never gonna have the same beliefs anyway.
We're not. Richard on TikTok said, what's for us, and then he came back and said nothing, and I understand. I hear the frustration in that question, and that's the key right there. That's the key right there. We hide behind our hopes in all these campaigns and not really acting on our frustration. There's so much we could do on a lower level that affects us immediately. If we could rally up, I watch people in my community go door to door, getting people to come out their house and vote. And I watch my block walk out with "I just voted" stickers. Excuse me. And ain't nobody go to town meeting to know exactly what's going on in their own hood, or to start a block association on your block to gather camaraderie. Like, there's so much, and it might sound small. But that's where we got to take our steps. It got to be in the immediate presence of what we build in our neighborhoods. And then, we keep our political stance and knowledge and understanding, but we got to do now. We waiting for somebody who good to shout. Take New York City. We got Mandani right now, right? I hear people saying they moving out, and how are we gonna have free buses, and how are we gonna have this, right? I see a lot of people saying that. Do we know how much New York makes off tickets and congestion?
Yeah, but that's MTA.
You know how much? But you know how much is made?
That's transit.
$1 billion. In 2024, New York made $1 billion.
That's transit.
What that been?
And they still asking for bread.
I still got a pothole in my corner.
They still asking for bread.
I got a pothole in my corner.
But that's what I'm saying. All that things you just said. All this is like, it's like they play. It's like Monopoly. Who get the money today? Who do this today? They raising fares. We don't have the money. What I think people should do is stop going to work. Everybody.
Damn, that's tough.
Everybody.
I ain't gonna lie.
And really stop. You really want to play? You want to play stupid and do like back in the days? You stop everything. No movement. You stop everything. They have no choice. You can't listen. You stop their money. I'm stopping. You stop mine. I stop yours. Everybody has to stand up for themselves and stand up. If you hungry, make a stand. Don't go. They can't do nothing without you not being there.
I ain't gonna lie to you. What you just said, and shout out to Do Re Mi. I love that username. Shout out to Do Re Mi. They said, well, do you really have a choice if both are given you by people that are using you?
They are using you.
They are using you, and I love that. I so love that, and I agree with you. But the choices that we need to start doing isn't the choices they give us. They feed to us that we have to choose between what they put on the table, and we could disregard what they put on the table. Know it though, know it. Know the game. You gotta keep your ear to the streets. So you gotta keep your ear to the streets and know it. But you can't feed into we gotta start really gathering, like what do we need in the community? What do we need personally? And then find those that think like you. And start pushing for those small things. Now, and again, it might not sound great. And it might sound so little. Yes, but little things grow. But what you said about stopping working, the reason why I was like, that's powerful, in prison. And if you want to use prison like a microscopic government,
should.
When the government, the prison itself, is doing unlawful things, not treating us right, not paying us right, whatever, what we do? We go on a hunger strike. We stop eating. We don't go to work or nothing. Yo, those hunger strikes usually last 2 to 3 days. And then they at the table. What do you guys want? Okay, y'all need more time. Y'all need more showers.
But you know that you just said that. The people that we put in power don't have, they don't have big balls. They scared. They all sold. They're sold. So the people that we think that have our back, they really don't have our backs, bud. So yeah, if you could really see people die, like not feed your own people, because that's what they say, which they don't care. It's like I watched the news. Oh, the public schools this, the public schools that. But you take from the public schools.
Yeah.
People forget You graduated from public school.
Yeah.
So what's the difference now? You take from the communities that don't have, and you still try to get them more. They have more traffic lights here than anything in the world. Them 25-mile-per-hour things are all in the ghetto. Go to Long Island. They don't have that. They don't have that. They only have it in the ghetto on every 5 or 6 blocks because they know that this is how we're going to get our money back.
Yeah.
Then you raise fares. You do things that, like right now. I'm not saying gentrification is not cool, but they come here, raise your rent. You have no money to pay the rent, and the person who buy the building or the blocks throw you out. Where you gonna go? It's not fair. It's not fair. So, sometimes I sit home and be like, damn, I wish I could run and try to help, because they don't want to help nobody. They're not helping the kids. That's why these kids don't really know the direction to go. They don't care.
They don't care.
They don't care. So if they don't care, you have 2 parties, a Democratic and Republican. Both of them are crooks. One is somebody stealing.
But the party, what like the presentation of the party is marketing. The party is us. We give it the energy. When you hear MAGA and all that, and you see how the energy's put, it be the people. Whether, I don't care if you blue, red, blood, or crip, like whatever it's the people that create the energy, and we don't see that we got played, or we getting played, or we get played when we arguing a system that is not working in our favor. It's not. It's you know what I'm saying? It's and has it ever, especially for a person of color, has it ever?
You know the worst part. When I was a kid, we had nothing, and we lived more happier than what we go through now. We had nothing, Spud, and these kids now they so-called got everything.
It's distraction though.
But the distraction is disgusting. We have one TV. You watch whatever they watched. Your parents. Now your parents is watching the things you watch. And doing the things that they're not supposed to.
Yeah. So when it comes to the transition of society for us, right? The less, and then 1 floor model, and then you get 2. The growth of us through generations, what don't get passed along is the respect for the gain of the luxury. The luxury comes in, and then that generation only knows that luxury. They don't know what it was to have to put a hanger, use a pliers. They don't know all that. And as generations go, the luxuries intensify, or they get commonized, right? The luxuries get commonized, and the generations lose the respect for what they got, because we don't pass down the struggle that it took to get that.
They don't know what struggle is.
No, because we don't pass. We as a people, we praise struggle. First of all, we praise struggle. We praise struggle, but we don't pass the respect of getting out of struggle.
They know how to manipulate people, Spud. They know, like you say, the distraction is disgusting. Today it'll be the shutdown. Tomorrow they done choke somebody out. The next week it'll be something else. The distraction is disgusting. And like I say, if people will stand together and just stop everything, it won't be no government shutdowns. You know what's the worst part? That they still get paid. They still get a set salary, and people out here hungry. There's people outside living in the streets. Do they care? No. They're going to take your Social Security. You work so hard for a Social Security check, and you might not even make it to your Social Security. So why all these guys are getting 6 figures for sitting there passing papers across the table to each other? You understand? And this is what people don't understand. When you vote, who cares? The vote is, they already know who's gonna come into office, bud. They know. They don't listen. They play with people's emotions. Oh, I'm voting for this guy. Why you voting for him? He sold you a good wolf ticket. He sold you a great wolf ticket.
Go back to play on the people. It's marketing at its finest.
They great with it.
The best
great
marketing at its finest.
They great, bro.
Finest.
And it's disgusting.
And it's so hard to even have that conversation with someone who's in it, because once a person gets political and they take a stance, it goes back to that famous word of hope, bro. And hope, they say it's I ain't gonna say it's a dangerous thing, but it is a thing. But it's a powerful thing. Hope is a powerful thing, man. And hope activates all kinds of belief. And belief, you can't even be sound with belief. If someone believes something, you cannot be. There's no proof. There's no education. There's no nothing. When belief sets in, belief, ain't nothing changing that. And that's the most powerful thing that politics get into. People's beliefs, bro. Just like religion and a whole bunch of other stuff. That's a whole nother story.
I got a friend, that I love with my heart, yo, and we got like some of the most different beliefs in the world. And when he starts talking politics, I think he forget where he came from. And I gotta catch myself sometimes to not get into a chattering with him, because I know him, and all you're doing is just talking stupidity of things that you hear or what you think you believe. So when people start talking, it's just like the welfare system. I know a lot of people that was on welfare, might still be on welfare, but some people really need help. But some people take advantage of it. And I'm not saying, listen, I hear this more than anything. I hear that blacks are on welfare more than anything in the world. And that's not true at all.
It's not.
And for them to categorize people, black people or Spanish the way they do, it's a game. And people just comfortable. I'm not gonna debate with you over something that you really don't know.
But you see, like even that untruth about black people, when you provoke a high demographic of people in belief, you can't even tell them, like, look it up. But that's why I say belief, bro. Once you trigger a belief, bro, you can argue all day, bro. It takes so much to deter or redirect someone's beliefs, especially if it's built on falsehood. And that's what politics is very great at. Creating and stimulating the belief in particular sides, particular agendas, and then we do the work. We argue on the floor for them. We debate. We break up in our family households with relatives and friends and
no reason.
And then we post, and then we do the work, bro.
For no reason,
playing
bro.
us.
For no reason.
Playing us.
It's not even worth it to fight for somebody of what you believe in. That's your belief. I don't really care. At the end of the day, like, we gotta take care of each other. We have to take care of each other, and that's one thing we don't do. Even when you put the black politicians in there, they turn their back on you, bro. They act like they don't know nothing.
Do Re Mi just took it right out my mouth. I was gonna say divide and conquer, bro. That's the easiest way to keep levels, classes, livelihoods in order, bro. Divide and conquer.
The cycle gotta change, bro. It can't be the same. It can't be the same. And you know what's sad? We don't have nobody powerful to help us, bro. We don't have nobody. Nobody. Everybody that are famous or whatever they are, they know what these kids go through. They know what people go through, bro. They don't care. Nobody cares, bro.
It's gonna take.
You need a village, like you always say that, but people gotta stand up for themselves, bro. People have to stand up for themselves. Stop everything. Don't work. Don't do nothing. Let them do whatever they want. They can't do nothing without us. You can't bring a whole nother world to life if we could stop it. We could stop it. You have to stop everything. Back in the days, you did it to one, they stopped everything, Spud. Now, you don't have a powerful leader that's going to stand up for us. They take the 10%. If you notice, when somebody gets shot, there's always 5 other people that come out of the woodworks. They got the check already. Where are they now? Where are they? Every time something happens, they get paid. You don't find them no more, my G. Where are they? People got a dollar sign on their face. That's all they want is the dollar. And this is what people are fighting over, dollars. If you don't go get the dollar, how you gonna have it in your pocket?
Yeah.
People sitting home waiting for them to give you that's like your moms and your dad telling you, yo, wait till I give you the bread. You sitting there comfortably.
They all sell out.
They all sell out. Everybody, man, listen.
They all sell
That
out.
whole system, bro. Even the Medicaid, all that, bro.
It's
sad, bro.
I'm gonna say this, and I've said this on the show many times. This climate with all the confusion and the silliness, this is when leadership arises with all the ICE stuff going on and all the discomfort and the frustration. This is when, because we were comfortable.
Even that stupid.
Because when you comfortable,
who is that?
No,
Who is that?
Yeah, we know.
Who is that?
We
like
know.
they said things that they making up, Spud, and people just letting them. Yo, Spud, I'm gonna keep it real. Mm-hmm. You're not just gonna jump out on me. You're not gonna jump out on me or take my man in front of me like it's gonna be cool.
Yeah.
That don't work like that. ICE. Listen, people stick together. You don't know what can happen.
Yeah, and you're seeing it. You're seeing it.
You have to.
You're seeing it in many instances where people are sticking together.
You have to, my G.
But with all this going on, this is what provokes leadership. Because leadership does not come out of comfortability. We were comfortable. We were chilling. Things were going good. The government had their agendas and they masked it very well. And now we're at a point where they're like, yo, forget the mask, man. We tired of painting our faces and hiding. Let's just do what we gotta do. And that causes an energy level. That moves the needle. And this is what leadership comes out of. Frustration.
Yeah, but it's the wrong time to be frustrated, Spud.
No,
these people don't do nothing.
It's not the wrong time. It's not the best. It's not the comfortable time.
That's what I'm saying. It's the worst time to be frustrated. You should have been frustrated. This has been happening for years.
But it wasn't blatant. That's why people are comfortable.
But I think it is. If my grandmother, my grandparents, they told me this as a kid, and nothing has changed. It just got bluntly now. Now I can see it. I can see it.
It's nowhere near. It's nowhere near our grandparents.
No, but you can see it.
But that's what I mean. Because when we couldn't see it, and they were masking
it was
very
cool.
well, and it was painted, we was chilling.
But when you see
we was coming outside,
when you see
chilling.
it, you see it and you just, Spud, I watch TV and when I sat as a child, I'm 47 years old. My grandmother told me this when I was like 7, 8 years old, Spud, that this is a bad thing. And they do it bluntly. Even jobs, like things that like it's just bluntly, Spud, and it's not stopping. It's not stopping.
It's bluntly. It is bluntly, right? Let me fix TikTok real quick.
It's not stopping.
It's bluntly, right? It is bluntly, and it never stopped, but it got masked. And the reason why, I'm gonna show you instances how it got masked and how easy it is for us to get comfortable. Then we got basketball players making $20-something million. We got rappers making money. So we start countering the effects that's happened to us with the fantasizing with the success of a limited amount of people when that didn't happen. And this is what I mean about the luxuries that I mentioned earlier, about the luxuries when it comes in. The struggles in between how we got to these luxuries don't get passed. So then we get comfortable in the ideas of our own successes that people back behind us didn't have. But we forget the struggle that's still happening, but it's masked.
But you know how crazy it is? They can snatch that shit right under you like a rug.
They can.
Let's look at Diddy.
They can.
Look at Diddy.
They can.
Look at Diddy. Almost $1 billion man. They snatched that shit under him like a rug.
Kanye West, they snatched $1 billion
but that's
in one
what
day.
I'm saying.
In one
and
day.
They snatch it. So why don't you help? This is what I'm trying to say. If you know that they could take it at any given time, it's like being bluntly in your face. You know what poverty is. You know what these kids go through. Like, I can't see myself not having a lot of. But I hear people say, yo, if I get money, I'm gonna do this. I'm gonna leave. But people leave because your own people will try to take you out.
Yes,
they will take you out. And now this is what I'm trying to say. These other races, they stay together.
That's false.
But listen to me. This is what I say. I'm not saying.
That's false. And I'm gonna tell you why that's false. That's a presentation that the universe puts for us to keep, in the sense of us to say black people don't stick together.
I'm not saying that. that. I'm just saying. I didn't say blacks.
Okay.
I'm just saying you got people around you that will take you out because you're a little more successful than what you have.
Yes.
What they are.
Yes.
That's what I said. I didn't say color. I'm just saying in general. At the end of the day, there's people that stick together and make their money go quadruple. They help each other.
Yeah.
This is not helping. If you stop everything, if you have to stop everything, Spud. Look at now in the schools. They don't even teach kids how to sign a check.
No, they don't.
That's not a way to live.
Yeah.
We're living in a time that I don't know what's gonna go on for my kids when they get older, and your kids and other people's kids. Now, if you could sit in the White House and see a kid starve, you have a problem, bro.
I'm gonna tell you what's gonna happen for our kids, and hopefully things will change. The luxury of them being a streamer, making millions of dollars, just sitting at home doing nothing, is gonna intensify, and the luxuries and the opportunities that can distract them from being political or even community mind frame is gonna keep growing. That's what's happening, and that's why I said now, with all of this conference, this is a great time for leadership, because when it's going great, we chilling and we enjoying it, and then the struggle and the meaning of the struggle, of being on point of the struggle, gets diminished. That's what our kids are facing. They're showing these kids that you don't got to do nothing. You can just sit at your computer and be a millionaire. That's going to intensify.
That's not the way to go.
It's not, but that's going to be the next luxury, because they're going to be looking at, yo, I watch my pops or my mom break their back every day, going out to work, coming home barely, and I could do this from this and this and this. And then it lessens the struggle, the mind frame, and the intelligence of us as a people. That's where it's going. And that's where it's been going since slavery.
But
we've been losing it and getting luxuries and losing the fight, losing the energy, and going on.
He said, what's the plan to change the thing for our kids?
The plan starts with the information. We gotta teach the information. We don't like sharing the ugly. We don't like going into history.
Yeah.
It's hard to do that. We have to tell the kids the truth, the good, the bad, and the ugly, and always keep them in the mind of community and people. We don't transfer that to our kids. That's the first step, because the seeds are gonna grow into the shade they want. I don't care how much I tell my kid, do this, do this, do this, do this, do this, do this, do this. They're gonna find a way to do something of their own.
That's right.
I gotta fuel it and water it as much as I can, so when they get into a situation, boom, the information makes sense. Damn, my pops and my moms was telling me. Like, we gotta keep fueling the seeds as they grow, because we got everything on the outside fueling them, and we gotta keep doing it. Money management is a key. Not even just money management, money getting.
That's
money
right.
getting. Like, we could teach money management all day, right? This is one, and I had this conversation with my daughter, right? My daughter says to me, Dad, how much money we got saved? And I'm going and I'm telling her about money saved. And then I asked her, why would you save money? She said, to have it. I said, for what? She said, I guess to use it. And I said, that's the thing with money. Money, the objective, and this is how, and not, and I'm not talking about you, Doremi. I'm just talking about in general for the people. This is a poor man's mentality. Save everything for what? To never spend it. Then you never reap the benefits. The key to money is not to never spend it. It's to utilize it to get more money. Money management ain't money growth is the problem we have in our people. We save like a motherfucker. I've been hearing save from my father, my grandfather. Every black person I speak to tell me about save for what? They don't got no business plan for the growth of the business. They save for a rainy day, bro.
That's
a rainy day, bro.
That's a given.
We save for, if we die, we need to pay for funerals. If we lose, we gotta start thinking about money growth. What can we do to build income flow? Because saving is just save for what? I told my daughter, what you saving for?
But that's what they teach them.
And I told her What we got to do is start thinking about the money that we coming in. We got to find a way to make this money. Make this money. And that's the thing. You know what I'm saying? So
even work. I make the man a lot of money. I get partial of the money. You know, with jobs, even like it's just the same thing with works, bud. We physically do the work. Yeah. While the man that write his name on that check.
So he found a way to make the money, make money.
Yes, but
and then
that's what they don't show you.
And look how the business structure fuels. If I can make money and make who's making me make money liable and sow growth and building their worth with me, I keep my business structure. Perfect business structure. I pay you with hopes for a raise. You invest a whole bunch of time, keep growing the business. Now, if I could pay you, listen, if I could pay you 40, 50, 60,000 a year, and it's 100 of y'all,
how much money?
I got to make a profit. I got to be making a profit to do that. And even have a raised market. And I'm not saying it just starts immediate. You know what I'm saying? I'm not going to say that business structure happens immediate. But we like to, and excuse me, viewers and everybody, I'm not saying it to diss, but we like to think big. And we miss all the steps in front of us, bro. We miss all the steps in front of us thinking big, waiting for the big moment to happen when, we could have did so many little steps that could generate to the big. We don't do that. And that's something, and I love that Do Re Mi brought that up, money. Because we don't understand the flow of money. We don't. We know how to save and spend. But we don't know what to make it grow. We have a hard time making it grow. Everybody's talking about Bitcoin. Everybody jumps onto what. There's so many different ways. I'm gonna give y'all something right now. This is real life. J Brown X, that's a good brother right there. Salute to J Brown X. I'm gonna share something with everybody that's on right now. For your family, y'all. For your family. Look into life insurance. People talk about
they don't even.
People talk about generational wealth. I'm gonna tell you how a lot of white folks get generational wealth, bro.
Life insurance.
Life insurance, bro.
Yeah.
There is in one of the one of the life insurance that I have, right? I put for my two daughters. Who I started them at like 9 and 6. I was paying $15, $20 a month, right? By the time they're 18, they have $70K.
Yeah.
Once I die, they get $2 million. That's the start. Now, me knowing that, I'm already fueling them with, this is what you could do for money. This is what we do. This is the type of bank account you need. The generational wealth, we always want to be the one to reap the benefit of. No, we got to start it.
Not
we got to start it.
You're the first person. You're the first. I'm saying you're the first that I'm on with you every Sunday to tell somebody a Jew, because when they die, people doing GoFundMe and never thought about paying the things that's the most important thing people don't even understand that. Bro, they'll buy the $800 jeans.
I ain't gonna keep it real with you. I got 6 of them.
You're supposed to.
I got 6 of them for all different, and then I could take from it tax free once it reaches my measurement mark, and then it pays for itself, which I don't even gotta pay for it. I started my kids now, so that way by the time they my age, they don't even gotta pay for it, and they already have it. I'm already thinking like, I want my family lineage to be good.
Cool. Because
I might not reap the full benefit of it.
It's okay.
But we gotta start.
You set them out.
We gotta start, bro.
You know what? You know what? I know a lot of people that they family, like I can't believe how many people ask for money when somebody dies. But you driving a nice car, you got $800 jeans on. You ain't even think about getting a life insurance.
Bro, you gotta get a life insurance.
And people. This is why I say what people live.
Get a whole term. Get a whole term, y'all. I made that mistake my first one because ain't nobody want to teach me game. So I ain't get a whole term. I had like 15 years. After the 15 years of it, I'm like, damn, what's going on? So I end up going and get a whole term. So that way, my whole entire term, I know what's gonna come in.
You could borrow. You could borrow. And that person said you could borrow. You could buy a crib. That's the smartest. And people will not even think of that.
Yeah. This is how a lot of white success and financial freedom started.
They won't teach you that.
And then the inheritance. It gets pulled down.
It's whole life.
Whole life. Yes, whole life. And then it gets passed down.
Short. The one you said is the short one.
Was it
Whole life?
Whole life is everything.
Whole life is everything.
Whole life.
When you know that's one thing that my wife always tell me about the insurances. You know, I always used to say, "Damn, why you pay for this? Like, why you do these things?" And she's like, "Babe, you could borrow from this. You know, you could do this." And you know what? My grandmother had a life insurance for me as a kid, always as a kid. And she's like, "Yo, listen, if you ever get into a, you know, here you go." She gave me the policy and term life. That's what it's called. Term life. And people, a lot of people don't have none of that shit, bro.
But we're not taught that.
But listen, you're around people that are very...
No. Some people, like, it's foreign. We'll be surprised. I be speaking to some older people about it. And they be like, word, like, break that down to me. And a lot of people don't know. Like, we'll be surprised when it comes to life insurance, how many people don't know the financial backing that, or the financial stability they can gain from that. You know what I'm saying? Even if you borrow from it, there's some terms that you don't even have to borrow. You could do the interest growth and just pull with no penalty.
Yeah.
You don't have to borrow from it. You could pull from it.
You know one thing I learned from my wife? A lot of people don't read, bro. A lot of people don't read what they have on their hands. They just sign.
Yeah.
You know, when you sign, you can sign your life away.
You can.
But you read, and it's right there in fine print. Everything that you can benefit from the whole thing.
And research. Even if you read, like, when it comes to contracts, I see artists who read their whole contract and then I'll read it and things are highlighted. Bing, bing. I'm like, yo, bro, no, this. He's like, man, I saw that. I didn't know what that mean. Even it still ask. We so prideful. We don't ask. And then right now with how information is relayed, there ain't no excuses. You could Google, ChatGPT. You could do research. There's so much, but distractions, man. We got the counter. The counter to productivity, that distraction is everywhere, bro. It's on our phones, it's in our face, it's on our TVs, it's in the 6-7s. It's all over the place, bro. We can't get.
Yo, my grandson say that shit. That's how I know it's stupid,
bro. See,
he be like 6-7, and I'd be like, what is that?
They get roped in.
Yeah, but that's not roped in. You know, that's not a. I don't know, Spud. Like,
don't make me laughing, cause you know. You
know, just to see things like that, Spud. Like, I'll be around you. I'll be around my man in Maryland. I'll be around people that are very business orientated, and you know, I take things from everybody. You know, I might not listen today or whatever, but I took something that you said today. I might be like, yo, he said that. Let me go try that shit. Or my man in Maryland, he's a vice president of a big company, and he'll tell me, yo, Nate, look, this is how you do this. But he got to break it down to me because, you know, I might not know what is he saying. He got to break it down. But I always learn, Spud, I don't know everything, but somebody around me, they know something.
Yeah.
And if
and
you don't,
and we could figure out the
that's
rest.
Right.
We could.
I might got an easier plan to figure this one out.
We could figure the rest out.
And a lot of people don't listen.
They don't.
They just gave you a whole jewel, and you didn't take it.
And then, you know, sometimes people want you to do it for them, man. You know, he said, build generational wealth end up being a responsibility before he wasn't doing shit.
Yeah, you see. You know, I learned if somebody could come out of a bad situation and turn their life around, it's not that hard. It can't be that hard. So when people say...
even if it's hard, it's not impossible.
Yeah, but people say, yo, they don't want to do this. No, you're not trying hard enough. You don't put the effort to go step another way to make a living for you. There's other ways to do it. It's no way that you could depend on somebody to give you a handout.
Yo, when I came out of prison, and I got introduced to this thing called Google. First of all, I thought Google was a disease. I didn't know what Google was when I got out of prison. I got out in the height of technology. So when somebody told me, yo, Google got it. Google, I don't want Google on me. But when I got introduced to Google, bro, I realized there wasn't shit I could not find out. When I got out of prison and they sat me in front of a computer and they told me you could type anything in. That was how they explained it to me. I said, what is Google? And they was like, it's a search engine where you could get information. I said, what's the limitation? They said, none. And I was typing in just random. Black man who was a kid, came home from prison, what could he do? And I saw a list and pages. And I was like, what? How can I make money? When I saw Google, I was like, I can't lose. I'm not losing. How can I lose, bro? How can I lose, bro?
You said something today that made a lot of sense. When you get comfortable, people get comfortable, Spud.
Bro.
You can't, Spud. You have to get up. There's a will. There's a way. You can't depend on certain things to be handed into your hand. You have to go get it. I learned, Spud. As a kid, you want it. And you always say, when I get older, I'm not going through this shit. It's no way that you're going to sit there and be comfortable with your life. I can't. So when people say, oh, my kids don't have food, listen, there's a will, there's a way.
You can figure it out.
Somebody,
man.
You got to figure it out.
There's always a way.
You depending on the wrong thing. And for that man to cut a check for you, you really on the wrong path. That's the wrong path.
And I understand the depth. I don't want to say that's the wrong path. There's more paths. That's not the only path.
Yeah, but this
because some people are good at what they do and they love what they do and it's providing. So I don't want to take that concept.
But some people need it. But the people who just sitting there waiting for it.
Yeah.
This is not the time.
If you waiting for it, you could just step.
It's not the time.
You can step right off line.
This is not off the time.
Just move to the side. Move to the side.
And like having somebody to hold you down and help you, and you do it together. Oh, that's great. That's great, bro. A lot of people just chill, like we chilling. No.
They're comfortable, like we
listen.
People's comfortable.
Listen. I want it. I need it, and my kids need it. My family need it.
And don't be. And I felt like a lot of people were fearful to take a chance. I once heard Damon Dash. He was arguing. He argues really great points. His delivery just sucks, right? But he was saying like, you guys ain't spend your money and try. I tried a whole bunch of times and I failed, and they were making fun of him. And I get that. Because I tried a lot of things, man. I was selling panties, designer panties, my own panties. I had the jelly. Like, I tried so many different things. You know what I'm saying? I worked in an art company.
You tried, That's the key word.
Because I was chipping away to see what works. I saw different outlets to see what works. And, I always loved music. So I was always going to do music. But even building my studio, bro, you know what I did? I went on Google and I Googled what I need to build a studio. I got a list of what I needed, and then I broke the price point down.
You ambitious, though.
And then I had one other dude. Shout out to David Hall. Shout out to my man David Hall. One other dude, David Hall. When I told everybody, this is my game plan. I'm going to build a studio. I'm going to spend all the bread I got. We're going to get some sheetrock. I'm talking about ground sheetrock, plaster. We had to buy the saws and everything. And Dave Hall was like, I'm with you. And we built the studio in a week. We did the shit in a week. In a week, bro, and we finished March 6, 2012.
I heard Steve Harvey. I heard Steve Harvey say this one day. The stock market opened at 6 o'clock in the morning. Why is you sleeping till 12? And that shit made me every day. Listen, he might listen.
I gotta think about that.
Listen,
and Do Re Mi says something in the chat. If you really want this, you up at 5 a.m., you'll never be a millionaire. And I get the theory.
Listen, he's right, though.
No, he's not.
At 6 o'clock in the morning, the stock opens.
That's the stock.
But I'm saying
there are many different
some
stocks.
people's making money already.
Yes.
So if you up at 12,
I get.
You got 6 hours.
But I might go to sleep at 6. While people sleeping, I'm burning the candle making money. And that's the mentality that we got to get into. To forget the theories. Forget the phrases that sound fly. Like, and the reason why I'm arguing that with me, I don't wake up at 5. I don't even wake up at 9. I wake up at 8. I wake up at 10:15. 10:15, maybe 11 a.m. I wake up. But I don't go to
You
sleep.
up the whole night though.
And that's why when everybody's sleeping,
You
I'm
up.
burning, I'm working.
Yeah.
So that way I could sleep the day while the rush hour and everybody hustling and busting. When it's quiet, I'm breaking my money. I'm making my concepts because it's quiet. Everybody sleeps. And I say that to say, we can't get lost in the time frames. Find your lane and cook. Find your whatever it is. I don't care if you work a 9 to 5. I don't care if it's stocks. I don't care if you selling fake bags on 28th Street. Whatever your hustle is, find your niche, burn it. Once you find your supply, your demand, know your expenses times your gain. That's business. If your expenses a month cost more than your gain, your business structure is fucked up. I don't care if you're hustling drugs or you're working a 9 to 5. If your expenses, you want to get rich? If you want to get rich, know your expenses. Your expenses will tell you everything. If you could keep your expenses under your profit margin, keep your expenses. You keep them the same, you ain't never gonna grow. If you could keep, and when I learned that, life took off for me, bro. When I learned what my expenses a month was, to a detail, how much I spent a month, my goal was I gotta make double it because I want my work to pay for it, and I need to chill. I like nice cars. I like watches. Sneakers and all that. I like that.
You know how you say that, the expenses and all that. That's one thing I don't know how to. I'm man enough to say that I don't know how to, judge certain things. But my wife,
she on it.
Oh yeah. And you know
that's
what?
a good balance.
That's one
that's
thing,
a great balance.
That's a great balance because I can't. The scale with me, I could go get it. I just can't hold it. So if I can't hold it, why am I doing it? I can't hold it. So if it's here, or I know I can physically grab it, I'm gone. So if I like it, I'm gonna go get it. But it's not balancing anything that I'm.
And that's important.
And that's the hard part.
That's important.
When I learned, like she teaches me things, she'll tell me something today, and I'll be like, yo, even the bills. I'll put that shit in the drawer like this. I'll see the bill, I'll be like, all right, pay it next week. There's no next week. No next week, because it just keeps adding and adding and adding. And I didn't learn until the shit hit you in the face where you see like the stack.
Yeah.
And them stacks
just don't go away. Them stacks don't go away.
Nah,
them stacks be stacking. And the longer you leave a stack, there's a secret stack ready to come. So as soon as you pay this one, that one just float right on top. Another stack. You know what I'm saying? He said auto pay saved my life. So like with credit cards, my trick to credit cards, and this is my trick, I only use credit cards when I got the cash. That's what sent my credit score out the roof, right?
So hold on. You only use your credit cards
when I got the bread. If I ain't got the bread, I ain't using my credit card.
So if you go out and you got the bread in your pocket, you'll swipe the card?
Swiping my card. If the bill's $1,000, I got $1,000 in my pocket, swipe the card. Poof. Next day, pay it. Shit, you should have saw how quick they was like, yo, what's his limit? Give him more. Give him more. My credit went up. Anytime I got the cash, I use my card. I got the money. We go grocery shopping. Studio equipment. I'm in Guitar Center. How much it costs? Next day, paid. I only use it when I got the cash. That way I grow my credit score and my amount. If I fall into a hardship, I know I could do it.
You want to know how fucked up I was? I'm going to tell you something about that. I went to go get a car, Spud. And I ain't going to tell you the person's name, but I'm going to just tell you this. I went to get a car. And I walked in the dealership with no license. Swear to God, Spud. I went in there. I had the bread in my pocket. Son hurt the mother, Spud. And son gave me the car. I drove home in a car, Spud.
How did you even get insurance? You didn't even have
Check
insurance.
it out. Listen to this.
Lord
But
have mercy.
wait.
God damn it.
I drove home in the car. I get home, and my wife goes, "You bullshit. You ain't got no car." I said, "What?" you know me. Press the button. She think I'm playing. Spud, the boys pull me over.
They told on you.
No. The boys pulled me over and say, "Yo, I didn't know this place give you loaners." Loaners? So now I'm bugging like a loaner. So I sit back like, whoa. I go back to the spot. But I'm wigging in the spot.
Oh, yeah.
Wigging.
Yeah, I'm known
so,
to,
but look.
break a few
I'm wigging. No, I ain't break no window.
I would have.
I'm wigging. And make a long story short, the person that's with me, I got my wife and two other people with me. I'm gonna give you. It's my family member.
I see.
Look how fucked up this situation came out to be. Son that gave me the car.
I know it's real. My man.
She said, look, I tell you, I went in the spot, and my family member signed for the car. Son gave me my bread back. They signed for the car. I was the secondary. I ain't never, Spud, I was paying
you was
their
paying
credit.
their joint. Everything was going to them.
I go get a new, look.
You went to a new one. They was like, your shit was zero.
No, my shit was straight zero. Yo, BFS told, what up, my G? So I go, Spud, and the person goes, yo, you ain't got no credit. You like a dead body. I said, hold on, wait.
They said, yo, you went test drive and went home.
So I get to the spot. Now they look, the person that signed for my car steals my car.
God damn, this is like a
Look
Tyler
at
Perry movie.
Listen, this ain't no real Tyler. This is real shit.
This sound like a Tyler Perry.
This is real shit, Spud. And I learned that if I didn't do it for myself, that nobody would help me.
Yeah.
So I didn't have credit. I had to build my credit. And at the time, I ain't had no credit. My wife like, yo, look, you got to do this, and this. And Spud, I'm so stupid that I don't read. Listen, you told me that I get that car. I'm going to get that shit with the bread. I always thought bread was the key to life, but it's not.
It's not.
The credit is the key, and a lot of people don't have that.
Yeah.
You know, you might got bread, but you don't have nothing to back that bread up. And look, she said, no, he doesn't listen. That's
she had to reiterate.
You know,
he don't listen. No, he don't listen.
I don't listen, my G, and that's one thing that I get balance from her. You know, until the shit slapped me in the face. And
until they driving off with the car.
No, they drove with the car and left me. Yo, Spud, I thought they stole my shit. I'm in the barbershop. I come out and the car gone.
Oh shit.
So look, it's a family member that did this to me though. Spud, I'm wildin'.
Yo, they took my V.
No, I'm wildin'. I'm just wildin', bro. So when I find out who takes the car, Spud, I start really wildin'. And I told the person, I said, you know what? After I calmed down, I said, don't worry. I'm coming back, Spud. And I made sure that I didn't have to depend on nobody. That's the worst part in your life, when somebody like you helping other people and not realizing that
it's detrimental to you.
Like, damn, that shit ain't even budge my shit.
Yeah.
A credit card.
You was building a joint.
Building a shit. They got a new car.
Oh, yeah.
Me, I couldn't even get a car. I was a dead body.
They said you a dead body. My man
the dealer said, yo, you a dead body, son.
Yeah.
That shit hurts, Spud.
Someone...
Nigga said, yo, let me get your soul. I'm thinking my shit blown up, Spud. Thinking my shit right.
I ain't gonna lie. I never heard that rate. Damn. That's real.
Nigga said,
a dead body.
Nigga said, yo, you a dead body.
You just gotta sit there with that one.
Look at what she said. he said, money talk, watch, and come back bigger and better. I told her just like that. Spot the person. I swear to God, bro. I said, don't worry. This money is going to put me somewhere. I'm coming back. And now, yo, Spud, I ride looking at them like, shit. You know.
You a dead body.
That's right. It is a real dead body. And I don't throw it in their face. But I learned if my family could do it, anybody could do it.
Yeah.
And if I don't do it with the family that I made, something ain't right.
Yeah. Yeah, I dig it.
And them credit cards don't stop coming.
Nah.
They don't stop.
Nah.
And I always said to myself, I didn't think about that you said that. Now, I'm going to start doing that.
Yeah, yo, anytime I got the cash, I bust my card.
I'm going to start doing that.
And then on top of it, I use American Express a lot. On top of it, the cash reward that I get back, like, they be doubling it for me. So it'd be like for every dollar I spend, they give me 50 cents. I got the one I got, I'll tell you after. I don't want to put too much out there, but it gives me 50 cents. So then on top of me paying it off so I don't get no monthly fee on it, I'm boosting that up, and then I'm stacking bread on the side for like a computer. Like they sent me an iWatch. I got an iWatch. I got like a sound bar. I'm trying to get the iPhone this year, and I just cash in my rewards, and they send me a gift.
That's what's up.
So on top of it, you know what I'm saying? But another thing that, and I'm not gonna sit here and say that I still do it, but I've done this, and this helped a lot. Whenever I had a bill, and this really helped me get up. Whenever I had a bill and I paid the bill, I kept paying myself. Because my logic was, even when I was broke, I found the way to pay the bill. We always find a way to pay the bill, right? So if I could find a way to pay the bill while I was broke, when I finally finished paying the bill, I paid to myself. And then I had extra bread to spend. That took me up, especially when I was low. When I was like down, like when I mean down, I mean I was only making $128 a week. When I started doing that, I was watching my pot grow.
You lived off of that?
Off the $128? 3 years. I lived off $128 for 3 years. Don't get me wrong.
Shout out
to Even Muse. Even Muse was there. She was there. I would made
You heard what you just said though?
And guess what? I saved $8.40 out of my $128. I saved $8.40 for 3 years, and that's what bought me my first studio setup. That's what bought me my first studio. That's what launched my studio, bro. 3 years I saved $8. She said I saw $8.40, bro, for 3 years, and I only saved $1,200 and some change.
It's alright, though.
And I went to Guitar Center.
It's
tell you the quick story. I called mad people. I called my man. Yo, I'm about to build a studio. He was like, yo, you ain't even got a place to live. And I didn't. I didn't even have a place to live. I said, yo, I'm about a studio. My girl at the time was pregnant. I called my brother. He was like, yo, I don't know, bro. You don't even know how to engineer. And I'm like, I know, but And I called Even Muse. I called her, and I was like, love, I want to buy the studio equipment. She said, how much we got? I said, yo, we got $1,200. And then she said, how much it cost? I said, $1,200. And her exact words, I'll never forget, was, go for it. And I hit enter. I was on the phone in front of the computer. She said, go for it. I hit enter. 2 weeks later, all the equipment came and it was all the wrong shit. I didn't know what the fuck I bought. I didn't know what the fuck I bought, bro. I just saw some tracks, speakers, and a mic, bro. I didn't know what I bought. I bought a whole live setup. I ain't buying no recording setup.
You did it.
It jump started.
You did it.
I went to my trusty friend, Google, and I was like, yo, I need to get rid of this. I need a recording studio. And then I traded the track board, which was a live board. I got the right mic. I started to learn the difference between condenser and dynamics. And it jump started me. You know what I'm saying? But I had to take that chance. And I spent all of it. You know what I'm saying? But $8. $128, bro, I made for 3 years.
And you lived off of that.
I lived off that, bro. People ain't even see how I flip. I had 1 jeans, 2 shirts. I had like 3 sneakers. But then I would treat myself. some paychecks, I'll be like, all right, this $28 is gonna have to hold me down, because I'll take $100 and I'll go to VIM, and they had the 2 for $50 Uptowns.
Yeah.
And I would treat myself. I get 2 flavor Uptowns, and then I just flip flopped them, changed the shirt. Got a thermal. I had the colored thermal shirts, and that was my thing. I'm gonna get colored thermals, so that way it matched my outfit, but I'm warm. I don't want to be flying cold, and that's how I flipped it, bro. And I ain't mind the struggle, cause to me the struggle wasn't permanent. I was on my route.
But you was ready to.
I was on my route, but I wasn't. It was real.
You knew already, my G. You had the ambition to make something happen. That's what I'm saying. A lot of people don't have ambition to change up.
Eve said I saw the vision. She did.
That's good, man.
She did, bro. I ain't have nothing, bro. I had ideas. I don't even want to say dreams. I had ideas, bro. I had ideas, but my thing was I wanted to be here. You know what I'm saying? Being a kid in prison and then coming home at 28, people looking at me as a grown man. Like, there was things that I was expecting. I remember my man Spark. When I went in, Spark was like 13. No, Spark wasn't even 13. Spark was like 11, 10 when I went in. And then I get out. He's like 23, 24. And I remember him pick me up in his whip. And the first touch phone was a Sprint. It was a slim phone.
It's real slim.
Real slim. And I remember he just got it. He was like, yo, this shit got GPS. And he was just showing me all the stuff. And I was looking at Spark. And I was so happy to see this little kid driving. He drove me to my house, or where I was living. It ain't my house. And I got out the car and I was so inspired, bro. And I was like, I'm gonna be driving. It was good to see little man in a place where I wish I was, but I wasn't hurt, bro. You know what I'm saying? I was so happy that my little man drove me. He was showing me the tech. Man, I had the flip. I had the Nextel. I had that in my pocket.
You had a Nextel?
I had a Nextel.
Oh yeah.
When I came home, Nextel was jumping.
You was chilling. The chirp.
The chirp. My brother got me the chirp. When I came home, he gave me the chirp, and I was just blown away that text message blew my mind, yo. I couldn't believe I could write a message and someone got it.
Yeah.
I was like, how did I write this and they got it? I was blown away, but I was inspired by that, man. Like the struggle, like, and even along the way, there was things like I went to be a fitness trainer. That's what I was. I paid $500 that I ain't have, bro. I paid $500 that I have. I was trying different things that I felt was close to what made me comfortable. I did not want to do something that I wasn't happy with. You know what I'm saying? Like, that wasn't me. But I took a chance, man. I took a chance, bro.
I swear, Spud. I when I came out, I knew that things had to change, bro. And it was crazy because I didn't have dog shit. I ain't had nothing, bro. And I couldn't see myself. Yo, Spud, people would like turn their backs, and I ain't gonna front. Even calling the cribs, niggas was hanging the phones up and doing all that sucker shit. And I was like,
but we ain't know that phone bill was like $80.
I didn't give a fuck. I didn't give a fuck. It was $80 a pop, but I didn't give a fuck. I thought that was disrespectful. I was in a bad time.
I dig it, but people was in a bad time out there.
I didn't know. We didn't know that.
We didn't know.
You know, when you feel like you said the last time, you would go to a visit. You expecting them to come. You expecting things, Spud, and that shit hurt.
Just I rather in those situations, I'd rather that they had told me a lot more. I tell y'all a true to life thing, right? So up north. In DFY, because I was 15 when I went in, so I started in DFY. They had the summer program where they were paying good money, so I made like 3 stacks in the summer. You know what I'm saying? So I was like, you know what? I'm gonna cash that whole thing out, send it home. So when I went to cash it out, I gotta fill out all these paperworks, and there was this officer who was the head. He's like the superintendent. His name was Trudeau. I'll never forget. Trudeau, a dude from Canada. Man, I hit this dude with a fan, chaired him a few times. Like, our relationship was horrible. Like, every time it was but the man looked me in my eyes, and he was like, don't send that money home. And I'm like, who are you? He was like, yo, I'll help you. He hated me. He hated me. He said, I'll help you open up a bank account from in here. You'll be sold, but don't send it home. That's something you worked hard for. Don't do it. And he said to me, as a businessman, I'm giving you advice. Now, this was a white dude who hated me. And he was telling me, so I couldn't get past the hate. I ain't listen to him. I sent that money home.
They spent that shit.
When I got to the town, bro, that was the first thing I was looking for. It was gone. It got used, bro. And I was a little hurt because I spent years thinking I got 3 stacks to at least get right. So it didn't bother me. But when I got out, it was a blow. You ain't got the 3 stacks.
Wait. You know that you said that?
You ain't got the 3
I meant to
stacks.
tell you this part about the car, too. The person came to my wife crying because they needed a bill paid. I gave away 3 stacks.
That's the word for today.
I swear,
stacks.
I gave the 3 stacks. I gave the 3 stacks.
No Andre.
No nothing. 3 stacks.
No Andre.
Nothing. 3 stacks, and they booked my car. After I buffed their credit up.
It's crazy, bro.
So you can imagine how I felt.
Yeah.
When
Yeah.
and people say, yo, it's like you don't care. Spud, I ain't lying. That shit made me more on my toes than anything. If my family could do it, I'm not hearing that shit from nobody. I'm getting up. I'm going to get that shit.
Yeah, bro. You could get it, bro.
And people don't want to get it. That's the crazy part.
People, it's so easy, and I know I gotta let you. We gotta start wrapping up. Time is ticking, but people get so lost in the reward of a journey than the steps in the journey, and it's easy to get caught in the rewards. And I'm gonna tell you how fast we as a people get caught in the rewards. Right? I was sitting down there chopping up with a few friends, and the dude was like, "Yo, bro, I saw these purses." They going for it was like $8 a purse. Yo, I can move them for $50, $100 a pop. I'm gonna sell. I'm gonna buy this amount, and I'm gonna sell. And I said, you already counted and calculated your profit margin before you had a demographic to sell it to, bro. It's easy to have that business structure, but we as a people, when it comes to business, we look at profit margin too fast. Then it counting a little bit of the overhead, the expense that you're not going to get no return on. So a lot of times when it comes to business, we like to count the rewards or be too far ahead. And this is why a lot of business structures fail. Because people are already calculating, yo, if I sell them for this and I get 100, I'm going to make, no, you're not going to make that. First of all, you got to find the people to sell that to. You know what I'm saying? You got to, so that's what happens a lot with business. We so caught on. You got to figure out your losses too.
Don't cash it before you get it.
Yeah, don't.
Because you
people cash in the check.
Yeah,
right.
they already cashed the check.
Cash in the check.
I learned that. I had to learn the hard way. You know, I used to add up shit before it even came to me. Like, yo, I think if I get these 4 weeks, I could do this, and shit don't go like that.
It don't go like that. It don't.
It don't go like that, bro.
And that was something I learned really early because I was one too. I was like, yo, how much is that? Like when I was selling the panties, I was getting the panties at $1, and then the printing was another $4. That was $5 a panty. I'm like, I could take $100, bust this $100, get all panties out of the 5, flip them. I'm selling the panties at 15.
You was selling the panties?
I was selling the panties, but then I forgot marketing. Then I forgot sizes, and then I was really like, damn. I need to get how many smalls, how many mediums, how many larges, and then the larges wasn't moving. I'm sit with product. I'm lost out on product now, and I'm like, damn, I can't move these larges. Then I was like, yo, I need some pictures. I gotta put some people in them. So my wife was getting me her homegirls. I was taking pictures. Then that day I lost that. I wore that. I ain't taking that off you. You got that. That's yours. So then I lost that to marketing. You know. So now I'm watching my stock, and then I'm realizing like, damn, I counted this profit. I didn't realize some of the losses that this profit might take. You know what I'm saying? And that's what got me into like business. I was like, let's change that. I went into the hat. And the only reason why I came out with snapbacks, because one size fit all, I eliminated my size margin because I originally wanted fitteds.
No, that don't.
But then I would have been lost. So I went into a market. Yo, I'm gonna go snapbacks. That took me to the next level, and I'm like, okay, now I got a mark. And each mistake grew me into a different business type of mind frame. But we count the rewards too fast, man. I'm telling y'all, man. Y'all want to get some good money, man. Know your expenses, bro. I kid you no lie. That changed my life. And then I realized what I'm paying. I'm paying $15 a month for this. I mean, we could dub that. You'll be surprised the little shit be like, I could dub that, bro. I could dub that. For Amazon Prime, I get Amazon Prime every month, and I cancel it every month. I kid you no lie. I get Amazon Prime every month, and then I cancel it every month. And I pay nothing. Motherfuckers is paying every month. No, I get the same thing. As soon as I order something, yes, accept. As soon as I get it delivered, cancel. Accept. Man, listen, play with me, bro. Play with me. So I like fancy stuff, and I like to enjoy myself. I gotta find a way. I got to find a way. And there is a way, y'all. I'm telling y'all, if I could do it, and I say that to say I started life at 28. I was a kid when I went in. That's a dub. You don't count none of that. I came out a young black kid with a record. No work history. Rap sheet. And I could do this.
Anybody could.
Y'all got a head start, bro. Especially if y'all got school. I ain't have school. I mean, I did college and prison, but I ain't have school. I ain't have school for Instagram. When I do consulting for Instagram, they pair me with a psychologist. We do the consulting together. This man is a psychologist, bro. And I'm in there saying to him like, nah, bro, I don't think that's the good way. I think we should do this. And we both get paid the same shit from Instagram. And I ain't a psychologist. I ain't no psychiatrist. That's what they pay you up with when you consult for Instagram. And I be walking out of there like, bro, the game is open for us. But we be running through the same doors. You know, everybody runs through a door. If you successful in construction, yo, hook me up. Everybody's running to that door. If you successful in podcasting, we run through the same doors. But there's mad markets that's open that nobody's playing in, bro. And that was my thing. Let me find markets that I could shake out in. And I found the market. So if I could do it, bro. And I'm not even saying that flamboyant. I'm just being 100% real, bro. Bro, I teach in schools. I teach in public schools. I got murder on my record. I know people going to college right now to teach in schools, bro. I ain't go to college to teach in school, bro. I run how many after school programs I run. I ain't go to college for that. I found my niche. I'm in there. I know teachers like, yo, how you get in there? I went. I went there. I went there, did a presentation, gave them my pitch. Voila, I got programs. Yo, how you get into the record labels? I emailed them, sat down, had a meeting with them, said my piece. I'm in there. How Instagram, I post. Instagram called me because of my posts. People think I be fronting when I post the record labels. That's my marketing. I'm not posting a front on y'all. I'm posting for the other business markets to see that I'm in these places. Sure enough, Instagram hit me. They got a secret office. I don't care. I'm telling. They got a secret office on Broadway.
They're gonna block you. Stop.
66 Broadway. I don't care. I ain't signed no NDA. They should have made me sign an NDA. They call you in there, sit you down, tell you how much you can make on the consultant and all that. Half the stuff that's going on with stories right now, I consulted for. I'm even pushing. I'll say right now, I didn't sign an NDA. I'm even pushing for them to be able to edit stories. So if you post a story, you can't edit. So sometimes you make a mistake and it's up. You could pull it, edit, and put it back up, and then share a story.
Why they only let you go 1,000 people live now?
Well, it's all data mining. If you don't know, everything they do is data mining. They want you to be in your phone. So even when we live right now, right? They run it through I'm on the desktop. It's probably the same thing, but they run through your phone, right? So if you live on my live, the network of data mining travels more in depth, so they could gather more information from us. But they limit the amount, and they limit in the time, because people are making a lot more money outside of their market share. Third party sponsorships, yada yada. So they starting to limit that because they want to try to keep them. Even, I mean, I'm blowing it up, but even edits. They made edits because they saw CapCut is data mining too. They sell you information. All of it's data mining, right? But they realized they missing a market share with data mining, so they opened up edits to try to limit you from going outside. So they're gonna keep trying to keep you inside. What I was trying to argue with Instagram was to pay more. They had the bonuses. They ran the bonuses one year when we consulted for them. They was giving like $100 for half an hour live, which was cool. What messed that up, because my game plan was create a whole atmosphere where creators that weren't like Kai Sanat, we could make money. So I was pitching for that. What messed up that whole thing that I was pitching to them was somebody else who was consulting for them told them if they charged for the blue check, they would make mad money. Once they saw the success in the blue check, they cut half. It was like 78% of the bonuses that you can make money from, they cut. I was making, before the blue check, going live, I was making between $250 to $400 an hour live on Instagram with 8 people watching. Because the data mining, what I was telling them, like, y'all already taking the data and y'all could sell a data mine. Y'all making money. But if you want to create, and this is my play, it was a trade. I ain't gonna lie to y'all, it was a trade. I was trying to tell them, if you paid more, you'll get more, which gives you more data mining. But my thing is, they're gonna data mine anyway, so why not get us some bread?
Look, they blocked your shit.
Where?
I tell you, it's frozen. Look.
And I think we still on. It's still 4. The
live is frozen. Look, my G.
I see it.
It's
frozen.
Instagram. I told you.
Instagram got me. Instagram got me.
They said, yo, that's it for him.
I ain't lying though.
I told you.
I'm not lying.
I told you.
I'm just telling the truth. So, but going back to what I'm saying, if I could get into these rooms with where I started in life and the background that I had, there's so much that.
Look at my wife put the time.
There's so much we could do.
I'm coming.
Yeah, my session just called too. He outside.
Yeah?
Yeah, 9:30. But shout out to everybody that was on. Much love, man. We had a dope show. Shout out to everybody on TikTok. And shout out to everybody on Instagram. Much love. It's 9:33. I do got somebody outside waiting. He said it's still rolling right now. It stopped earlier.
Yeah.
Instagram shut me down. But it's all good. It's all love. Y'all have a good one, man. Thank you. Check us out every Sunday. On Mondays, 9:30, I got a different show called Shoe Radio. We interview people. That's only on Instagram. And Wednesday, 9:30 is the A&R Desk, where we do all music stuff. So if you know anybody, go to Spud Brooklyn on Instagram. We got a lot of stuff we giving away. Pro Tools, shout out to Pro Tools, who's one of our sponsors. But that's enough of pitching. Y'all have a good night, man. Be safe. We see y'all next week.
See you next week.
Shut this down.